Digital games has been an issue for a while now. Not necessarily, the convenience versus the ownership, but just the way that some games can be altered or just taken away from you in general. You already kind of saw this with the Crew, even though that's not necessarily a digital game, but they used it as like a digital game in the offline capabilities, which is a different issue. But digital games have gotten a bad rap because there's been a long running situation that you don't own these games. I can remember as far back as the PS3 era where the PlayStation terms of service had to change because of, ownership and all this other things. So now in 2024, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, shout out to him, made a big, splash with signing something in the law that could help, that should be federal in my opinion, and should work out for everybody that are buying games. So we're going to talk about this. I'm a little late to it, but nevertheless, if this is your first time here, you found this channel based on your recommendations, I really appreciate it. Take the chance to consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year. And over here, we talk about gaming, everything under the umbrella. And let's just get right into this because, I really appreciate you guys for making it this far. I can't thank you guys enough, honestly. Look, California signs a new law into effect that, digital games has to have some clarity. You have to know that you're not buying the product, you're buying the license. And this is an issue that a lot of people, don't really know. The casual gamer think they're just picking up a game and they're going to play it and they're cool. And a lot of casual people don't necessarily keep their consoles for a long period of time to even know that this stuff could possibly go away due to licensing reasons. And if you don't keep this stuff on your console, there's a possibility it could even be taken away from your purchasing list. That is absolutely crazy. But nevertheless, there's now more clarity in California. And I'm going to talk about this and what does this mean for publishers and what does it mean for consumers. Basically, the new law makes it illegal for any company that's selling a digital good in California to use the terms like buy or purchase without including a warning that content that you are buying could vanish, or become unusable in the future. Starting in January 2025, companies selling digital games in California will have to state in plain language that they're buying a limited license, not the actual item. Now, this is a really big deal. Now, it has to be in plain language. Does this mean that this is going to be something that's going to be, put out in the forefront for people to see? I'm going to be honest with you. These companies are scummy. I don't think they are. They're probably just going to put it in the fine print at the bottom like they always do. And it is, going to be overlooked. Now, what I would like for this to happen is it needs to be to the forefront to let people know what they're actually buying, because in my opinion, that is and has always have been, a version of deception and false advertising. You're not buying the game, you're buying the license, which could be, the license. The basically what the license can do, it can lock you out of a game because the license could be, the license could end for that company. I think this was an issue with some purchases back in the movie side. I think it was Crunchyroll or something like that, or it was Discovery. It was one of those companies that their license has expired on the Sony storefront, and what happened was they were able to take the products away. They renewed the license at some point later, but it was a reminder that, look, they can take it away, not because you purchased it, it's because the license expired. So this is an issue that is a really bad, it's a really big issue. Now, it also says that if the company breaks the law, it could face fines of $2,500 for each illegal listing. It could also be found in violations of the state's unfair competition law. I think that's too lenient. It should not be $2,500 for each illegal listing. If they break the law and don't show that they did, and I don't know how they'll be able to actually enforce this, but I think it should be at least $2,500 for each person who bought the game. You know what I'm saying? Like if they put it out there and it's not stated, or it's not stated in plain language, and let's say they sell 1 million copies, I think they should be sold to be, fined $2,500 for each purchase. You got to hit them where it hurts, because $2,500 for each illegal listing, that's a drop in the bucket for some of these companies. That's nothing. They'll just do it anyway and just pay the fine. It's the cost of doing business at the end of the day. So They also think that this will hope that it will motivate companies to seek longer licensing deals, look to create subscription plans, and to think of more about the future. Now, this is what I think. Honestly, I don't think there should be any type of motivation of that. At the end of the day, they should just let these consumers own what they buy. This is what I said in another video a long time ago. If a game is purchased, give me the exe executable file on my PC and it's mine. I'm not in the business of trying to pirate a game or anything like that. I just want those files on my computer and never to be taken away. This is why all my digital games that I have on my PS3, luckily I can play them offline when I, take the console offline. I can still play those digital purchases, and I have no desire to erase my hard drive on my PS3. Now, this is the thing. Everybody's not like that. Everybody's not going to do that. And in some cases, I feel like you should not have to do that. But the flip side of that, which I will give some companies kind of some a little bit of leeway, that every company is not going to have these games stored on your download list in some cloud. I think at some point that'll be unsustainable. So I do think that there is some it should be some onus on this consumer to keep the stuff that you buy. Don't assume that if it's in a download list somewhere or if it's in your purchasing list somewhere, that will always be on the Xbox 360, download list or your purchases or your Nintendo Wii purchase list. And that, to me, I do find that a little bit, I think that, I feel like that's a little bit unrealistic to think that they will always have that server up, especially for something like the 360 or the Nintendo Wii or the PS3. I mean, those consoles are almost 3 generations behind. I don't expect them to do that, but I do feel like when you buy this, forget about the license. You should have this game to be yours regardless. That's the way I look at it. So if there is some type of situation where, let's say the PS3 servers go away, whatever you purchase, the company should give you all of the games that you have, send you a file with all the games that you purchase and send it to you, and it's yours forever. All the games that you purchase, like every game that I bought on the PS3 download list, they should be able to send me all of that to me via, some type of package file or email or whatever, and all of those games are mine, and whatever I want to do with them, I see fit. Or they should just give you a downloadable package on your PS3 or PS4 or whatever, and it'll stay there. And whatever you do with it, it's offline, it's yours to keep, it is what it is. So I think that's where the middle ground goes and with digital purchases for me, because I don't think that for a company to, I just think it's a bad idea to try to motivate a company to give you longer licensing deals or go to a subscription service, because all you're doing is kicking the can down the road. You still don't own a thing. So I think that's really weird for them to even try that. But nevertheless, I do like how this is a step in the right direction. They have to tell you what it is, and this could give people a second thought before purchasing something. Like, okay, wait a minute, I'm not buying the game, I'm just buying the license. Do I really want to go that route? Should I go ahead and buy a physical copy of the game? How would that work? Even though I have a physical disc or a physical cartridge, will I still be able to play it in my console if I decide to want to play it 5-6 years from now? Just like The Crew. The Crew is a physical game, but if you put that game in your console right now, it will not work. So this is why I'm worried, like, how many times, not even how many times, but how far would this go as far as ownership? At the end of the day, I just feel like if you bought it, it's yours. And that's just the way it should be. I don't think there should be some licensing situation, whatever the case may be. If there's a situation where everything is going offline, like the PS3 store is going to go offline at some point, I wonder if they could actually give you all of your stuff on your console to let it be on the offline side of your console where you can always just have it and it's yours there, whatever the case may be. Just give you all the files of everything that you purchased and leave it on your console. You just have to download it or whatever the case may be, and it's yours, compared to saying, oh, the store is offline and you can't download any of this stuff because even with the download list, it may be going away as well. And you'd be looking around like how people who own their Wii and they don't have any, access to the stuff they purchased. I don't know. I'm trying to find somewhere how to work that out, but I do like the fact that California has come with a transitional, clarity on what they have as far as buying digital products, making sure that it's in plain language. And at the end of the day, I feel like this should be a federal law. Hopefully, this is just one step to doing that. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to get up out of here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Like, share, and subscribe. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.